Here he goes. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 819. I'm your host, GPD, here on Long Island, New York, and as always, we're joined by a man who can't wait to switch to Oblivion Remastered, Wombat.
I mean, technically, I get the pun, the Switch 2 pun.
Yeah, I didn't have much time.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, Switch 2. You fired up?
Oh, yeah.
Are you pre-ordering? Are you staying up late?
Staying up till midnight. I got a timer on. I
You're
have
not doing
four computers set up
No, you're
that
not.
I could keep refreshing. So I can, no, I already got a Switch 2 last week.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I know people. My uncle works for Nintendo.
No. How'd you really do it?
Why would you think I have?
I don't know. I haven't been playing along. Maybe
Oh, okay.
maybe there's a way to pre-order early if you.
Yes, I pre-ordered early. You remember the original pre-order date?
No.
So if you put in a pre-order
Are
during
you just making stuff up? Stop just making stuff up.
Then you would get grandfathered in, and they sent those out last week.
But you had to play. Okay. But you had to play 100 hours of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And then you had to show. You had to
Mhm.
show pictures of you playing a Nintendo at when it came out.
Exactly. You had to send in the left eye of your Rob.
And right. Sure. So you're not pre-ordering one.
No, I doubt it.
Chip, you are pre-ordering one, of course.
I don't feel the need that I need to pre-order.
What about the Mario Karts? You like Mario Karts?
I don't play a whole lot of Mario Kart.
$500 Mario Kart.
I know, like it's a steal. I don't like. I don't know. I want to play that Donkey Kong game.
Okay,
but
$500 Donkey Kong.
There you go. Now you got me sold.
It's more actually.
I don't feel the need to work to spend $500. Like it's too much work.
Correct.
Like give you money.
I feel like I'm going to have enough video games to play without pre-ordering a Switch 2, and then it'll just kind of like happen inevitably. Like it'll just some way it will find itself into my house
at the right time.
At the right time.
Whatever time that
part
may
of
be.
it too is like everybody in my house has their own Switch, and not everybody in my house is getting a $500 Switch 2
only daddy
right out the gate.
Only daddy gets that.
Right. So I don't know. Like, I feel like I have a lot of Switch games that I've never played that probably could get me through the lean times here.
The lean times, you mean of not owning a Switch 2?
Correct. That's what I mean.
And I think a lot of those Switch 2 games are going to be on the Switch 1 too, aren't they? Not the new Mario Kart, but like
right. Like maybe I can just pay $10 to not upgrade them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an option?
Or you're right. Pay to or yeah.
Can there be a downgrade option, like where you pay $10 so you can play the Switch 2 games on your Switch, but they're just
Switch edition, right? So I'm assuming there's going to be a Switch 2 edition. So I'm assuming there's going to be
just go backwards though. Like make me pay $10 so I can play it on the Switch.
No, they pay you $10 to play it on the Switch. I think that's how it works.
Is that how it works?
Sorry.
So when is like I don't even know when it's the pre-orders for these things.
Tonight at midnight.
Tonight at midnight. Midnight Eastern time.
Yes.
Midnight's when I sleep.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping during that time.
Oh
that's generally how I do things as well.
But you could give $500 to Nintendo and stay up. You can do it eventually. You might as well do it now. Maybe not. That's not the right thinking because you could be sleeping now.
Right. I could be sleeping now and then walk into a Target or a Walmart at a later date.
There's more excitement there, maybe.
They will be there at some point.
Right.
But when there's a new president.
No. Right. They'll be there and they'll be $687.
They'll be
$400,000. They'll be $250. China will be US will be paying China to make them for us. We'll be begging for them.
Scary.
Yeah, I'm not really. I lost my Switch. It's somewhere hidden in my house, so I wouldn't play it, and I don't know where it's hidden.
That's really fun.
Maybe when we
Yeah.
come for Long Island Retro, that'll be a fun game for my kids
To come find
Like-
it.
to find
Yeah.
the Switch. in This
Like
house.
finding the Afikoman on Passover, but instead it's a Switch.
It's going to be very difficult if I can't remember where it is. Or maybe the other theory is that Ty found it and he's just pretending that nobody knows where it is, which is a good strategy.
What's this game where you hide something at Passover? This one's new to me.
Oh, you never? Okay, so in Passover, you take a piece of matzah and you put it in some sort of it's like a sleeve. Traditionally, it's something that's like made by one of the kids.
Is this just like the king's cake during Mardi
No,
Gras?
because then you
Oh,
take the piece of matzah and you
all right.
hide it somewhere in your house.
Why? That's food.
No, it's for the
Well,
kids to find.
Then
but it's
after the
food.
meal, the kids all run around the house and try to find it, and whoever finds it first gets a prize. So,
Money,
but
usually money.
usually
if you have a
money.
good family.
Although in my uncle, who has been doing it literally my entire life, he always gives something to everybody. So
What does the dog get if they find it?
Well,
It's
there's
just
no dog
matzah.
in it.
The dog does not want matzah.
That's
I'm pretty
okay, no
sure.
dog.
The dog has better taste. And it's like I understand your like disgust if it was like a piece of fruit, but you're talking about a usually a 5-minute time period where this thing is hidden, and between when it's hidden and when it's found. You know
And
what I
my
mean?
children,
Like,
who were assuming they had aged out of finding the Afikoman, were told that they had to go find the Afikoman.
because there weren't enough kids.
No, there was a lot of kids. But
Oh, because they were too dumb, those kids, to find it.
they had to like shepherd the smaller children.
Right. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying, like the food is only like being hidden and not found for 5 minutes. Like it's not
Yeah.
like it's sitting there and rats are coming
not
from
days.
outside.
Yeah.
It's just happening right. It's all happening right then and there.
Like within 2 hours. I would say that.
If the
yeah.
kids are slow, 2 hours. If you got like some A personalities, then
It's usually underneath a couch cushion. Like 9 out of 10 times
right.
underneath the couch cushion.
No, not that couch cushion. This one just has like pennies and Cheerios.
Yeah. Yeah,
No, but
exactly.
it's in
Yeah.
something. It's not. You're not just taking the matzah and like shoving it between the cushions. It's in
No,
a
it's
wrap. It's
in-
wrapped
it's
up
in
in
a-
something.
It's in a thing that's usually was made by one of the children.
Right. I was the one who made the There was a name for the thing that the afikoman
Yeah, I know.
goes
I don't
in.
know what the Afikoman sleeve is called, but I know my cousin Katie made the one that we always use. By the way, she now has 2 kids of her own, but we still use the sleeve she made when she was like 4.
Nice.
So, mhm.
Okay. All right.
Lots
Is there
of
like a
fun.
Switch game of this?
Yeah,
Passover, the game.
Yeah.
yeah. Pass over the game.
Passover
also get-
Seder, the game.
You also get to kill lots of firstborn Egyptians.
I played. I went to my neighbor's /friend's Passover. They invited us, and he had a script that he put together where we did like the story of Passover, and I was Pharaoh. I had the most lines.
That sounds like fun.
It was fun actually. I had 18 lines.
Cool.
Thank you. I killed it.
I always have to read The Stubborn Son.
Oh, I don't think we had that. It was
the sons, the 4 sons.
Julite. We got to keep the shit moving.
We're already over talking Passover.
Right. We got to
Or
keep it
people-
moving, just
yeah.
like the Seder.
People don't want to hear it.
No. So we've been gone for a while. This is like, when's the last time we did a show? Like a month ago?
2 weeks ago, but yeah.
Oh, that was like a month ago. Shivray,
No,
what are you doing? You trying to get your songs playing?
Yeah.
I can see that you're just like
you can see
computing.
me thinking.
I can
I'm
see you
thinking.
computing.
Out.
You don't need songs. Why don't you just listen to us?
Oh no, I'm still listening to the songs no matter what.
Oh, okay.
The songs are playing.
Right.
It's just not
whether-
showing the graphic that I
Right.
spent 5 minutes creating.
But you
several weeks
moved it?
ago.
You moved the location?
I did.
Oh,
But now
no, it doesn't work.
I think I could get it to work.
But it could also crash everything.
It could.
Right.
I'm willing to
You willing to risk it?
risk it all.
Right. Are you gonna do it right now?
No, I'm not. That's definitely not what I'm doing right now.
Oh.
So,
Right.
anyways,
Right.
pay no attention to what I'm doing over here.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking a rounding third red IPA from Mad Tree. Mad Tree is a local brewery. So
What's the alcohol content of that for people who follow?
for people who follow alcohol content, it's a 6.5%.
It sounds like a lot.
Oh, that's a decent amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more
But-
than Molson Ice.
Is it?
I think Molson Ice was
It
five and a
might
half
not
percent.
be.
It was. I think it was 5.5% when I was in college when it came
Is
out.
that okay?
I remember that being a big deal because Budweiser was 3.5%, and then people were like, 5.5% is more than 3.5%.
5% is more than 3%. Drink that. And
That
it
was like the
costs
dawn of. I feel like that was the dawn of beer alcohol content getting higher and higher.
That's fair.
You know how like they say weed content is like weed is stronger than ever, like the weed that your parents smoked in the 70s and was like nothing compared to today. Same thing with beer. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Thank
It-
you.
yeah.
It's
Right.
Good to know.
Also tastes better than beer with very low alcohol in it.
Right. Do you want to hear how I knocked a 30-pound weight over onto my toe?
I mean,
I'm here
sure.
for it. Yeah.
That was it. I knocked
That
a
was it.
30-pound
Yeah.
weight over on my toe at Orange Theory.
How's
Nice
your
work.
toe?
And then I knew it hurt a lot, but it was only the first half of class. It was like the weight room class, and then there was the whole treadmill class after. And like it was hurting, but I was like, you could probably run and see how it goes. And so I ran, and like I could do it. So I just did it, and I was afraid to look at it because I was afraid I was going to faint in the class if I looked at it, and then it looked really bad. Like if I took my shoe and sock off and it looked all fucked up, I would probably just pass out right on the floor of Orange Theory. So I figured it was better just to run and finish the class and then look at it at home when I had to take a shower. It was a good strategy, I guess, because I didn't faint anywhere, but my toes all fucked up. It's very purple, and I can't walk too much. Up, we got sound up. I mean, text,
Yeah.
sound to text. Little Big Town pontoon. Oh,
Yeah,
now
I
it's
like
moving.
this. I like that. Oh, look at that. Moves in
Dude,
real
why would
time.
you have white text on a white background?
There? Perfect.
That's horrible.
Nice.
Perfect.
I like it.
I don't know why Little Big Town is in my
I don't
music
either. but
library.
That's all you, dude.
Oh, it's because it's part of now. That's what I call Music 44, the biggest hits on one album.
Everybody should have that in their libraries.
In their oeuvre.
I don't like this song at all. I'm gonna skip this one.
That's
See what we
good.
got.
That's good.
Sorry. There we
Please
go.
do. It's offending my ears, and I can't even hear it.
What else do we
Much
want to
better.
talk about?
We went on a trip. Do we want to talk about that?
We can. That was before I broke my toe.
That was
I-
before. Yeah.
And after Shima face planted into a street and got 40 stitches in her chin. In between those two.
How's she doing?
What are you guys doing?
We're not good anymore. We're not good with walking. She was just we just had ice cream. We came home from the city and we had ice cream. Nobody was drunk or anything, and we just had ice cream. And she stepped into a pothole and the face planted into the street, and then we went home, and then it was bleeding a lot, and then after I took all the shit away and looked at it an hour later, I was like, we got to go to the fucking hospital or something. This
I
looks
can't
nasty.
even hear stories like this.
Yeah.
They make me nauseous.
They did a great job.
Well, she fell on under her chin, really.
Right,
So
but I couldn't really you can't really tell at all.
It was a plastic surgeon. We went to the emergency room, but she stayed overnight, and then the plastic surgeon came in the morning and did it.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah, and then he wanted me to watch. He wanted me to watch hers.
Just put your finger here. I need you to put your finger. I'll just tie this.
He goes, "Hey, look at this. It's really cool," is what he said to me. It's 7 in the morning. And I'm like, no, I'm not into that, actually.
Not into cool things. That's what you said.
I go, there was no doubt that I was not going to be a doctor when I was growing up. I
She
do
doing
not want to
okay,
watch
though?
this. She's fine. She's fine.
Okay.
She's
That's all
fine.
that matters. As long as she's
fine.
okay.
She's fine. But
Okay.
yeah, so we went on a trip to these Portuguese islands, the Azores. I think
And
how
by
you say.
we should specify that it was you two
Well, and the families also.
and families, not
Yes, and not you.
me. Yeah.
The
I
cool.
think it's the Azores. I was calling them the Azores.
I don't know. Just that I
Yeah.
didn't have to say it.
Nobody ever told us where we were. I never heard anybody say
Welcome
one way or
to
the- Yeah.
this place.
Mm-hmm.
But they're Portuguese islands that they just started having direct flights from JFK. And so now the Americans are just about to find out about this nice place that you can go to, and they're going to fuck it up. So the time to go, I think, is now. It's like Iceland, but a little more convenient, where you're driving around and looking at like sort of natural wonders, and then getting into the car and driving to the next one, and then eating some local meat and cheese. There's a lot of cows there,
and volcanoes.
Well, I didn't see any volcanoes.
We were all on volcanoes.
Well, that was like the lava.
Right. Where do you think the lava came from?
But I didn't see the volcanoes, is what I'm saying. Like you're waiting for like a thing with a hole in it, and I didn't see that. Did you?
That's what the things we were looking at.
Nobody pointed out how to say the place or that was the volcano.
That was the volcano. Yeah.
No one once
sure you two were in the same place?
No one ever said
sound like
that.
you two were in the same place.
It's yeah. I mean, you're walking on like the dried magma. What do you call that?
Magma?
No, like when after it's like hardened. There's probably a different name. No?
Dried magma?
I don't know. Rock?
Lava rock?
Yeah, I guess. But it's not clear where it came from. Like I'm sure
they probably imported it along with the mountains that are there just above where the lava rock is at.
Right, but they're not like that. There's like low mountains.
They're low mountains.
You know, those famous low mountains. I think those are called hills.
Right. Well, these are some low ass volcanoes. Or they were.
Yeah.
These are volcanoes from the past, I feel.
Remember when we were at that one location where there was that strong sulfur smell and there was boiling water coming out of the ground?
That was the hot springs, the natural hot springs. That was,
was hell.
Something else. It did smell like hell. It smelled really bad. Yeah. It made me nauseous. Almost worse than Mrs. Chibi falling into the dirt.
Chibi would not swim in the brown water. I went in the brown water.
I would, but I didn't like have a towel and it was cold out.
I would have swam in the brown water, but I wasn't there.
Yeah. Right.
But
they said no wombats
next
there.
time.
They said no wombats on the wall.
Wombat Jones was there.
no, he changed his name.
But I would recommend the Azores. Like that was a good trip.
Right. And when you go there, like everything's kind of cheap. Like the food is cheap.
For now.
Not the gas. For now, yeah. So when your dollar is worthless, it won't be cheap anymore. But you can't, like the coffees are cheap. And the food is cheap. I feel like everything was half the price. Except for the gasoline.
Not many GameStops, though.
Cows, many cows, nothing.
Many cows.
Yeah.
No GameStops.
Did you eat anything that was particularly spectacular? Or?
Yeah, I mean the limpets. If you like clams, the limpets were very interesting.
If you like beef and seafood,
because they have cows. Because all the cows.
And they have water
cows.
And cheese
around an island.
Cheese
because of the cows.
Yeah, also cows. What else do cows make? Steaks.
Regional cheese.
I like regional wine. Was there lots of Spain? That area is usually known for its wine.
They have cheap wine, cheap beer,
and
passion fruit soft drinks, delicious cappuccinos, and lattes, and other coffee drinks,
and like no police or any crime.
And no Americans, which is good. I really appreciated quiet.
I think we saw like we were there for like a week and we were driving all over the island. I think I saw like 3 police the entire time.
Yeah. Iceland, I saw 0.
Canadian?
I saw Canadians because Canadians want you to know they're Canadian. They always put like the flag on their backpack. They want to make sure that people don't mistake them for Americans. I don't know. I don't blame them.
Strong strategy.
I was going to do that. I was going to bring a Canadian flag, but not necessary.
Sorry, we're not from the United States.
Right.
We're from Canada.
Fuck them, eh? And then Mrs. Shipwreck fell while we were on the trip, and I saw her lying on the ground and had flashbacks to Mrs. Chibi face down. She was on her back, but she slipped on one of these parks. Like everything's pretty dangerous there. Like there's Like there's no even they don't even bother putting up a sign saying like this is slippery or like certainly no handrail or anything like that.
Right.
Or,
Here's a cliff that leads you into the ocean.
right. Just go look, enjoy.
Go look and see that. There's some cats. You can pet the cats while you're dangling over the rocky lava rock below.
Right. We won't put up any signs to like ruin the view, things that say like danger or like don't, careful with your footing or, things like that where you would see like pretty much anywhere else you go.
There was the sign that was like, this road is not recommended for vehicles, but it wasn't like it was
forbidden.
You could drive a vehicle on it. There wasn't like, don't drive a vehicle. It's just like
not recommended.
Not recommended.
Right. Right.
So
yeah. But Mrs. Shipwreck was fine. She fell and
she was. It was
scared.
It was a scary moment, and then
she was fine.
She walked up, rubbed some dirt on it, and we were good to go.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Glad to hear everyone was okay.
Meanwhile, while I was telling my parents these stories today, after I picked them up from the airport and dropped them off at their house today. While I was leaving after dropping them off, we're walking down the stairs. And I'm literally telling them the story about Mrs. Shipwreck falling and everybody having all these accidents. My mom falls down the stairs, like while I'm telling the story. She fucking fell down the stairs. She's okay. But she broke a nail. But she can't be falling down the stairs at this age.
No.
At this age, no.
Oh, yeah.
Big no. I was like, I can't believe this is fucking happening right now. Like, anyway, everybody's fine.
All right.
Except for me. I have it the worst now at everybody, but it's all good. Should we do some show feedback?
Sure. Young Zeus 87 says, good to see you guys. Fell off from listening in the pandemic, but to randomly see you guys pop up with video and reactions to the Switch 2 mess is right on time. Longtime pod listener, now YouTube subscriber. Glad you guys are still at it. That's it. We're still at it.
Yep. Shout out to Shanna Fan for putting together that YouTube short, which I'm pretty sure is the thing that young Zeus here is referring to.
Yes. Exciting.
What else?
Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube.
Or else.
Yeah. Is it CAGcast? Is that the channel that everything's on?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know.
CAGcast or Super Handsome Video Boys.
If not, you'll find something else. It'll be on YouTube.
I like
Super
Handsome Video Boys.
Yeah, that's probably taken though.
It's too bad.
Video men, video game men.
Video game men.
How about video game alphas?
Ooh, that's us.
We should probably rebrand at this point because 20 years, like pretty long time. We got to really like. Right. Things are just not the same as 2005 anymore.
Yeah, we got to be out of beta by now.
We could be the cool alpha gamers.
But like we're older now, so we have to come at it from a different angle. I feel. I don't know what the angle is though. Right wing heel turn. How about a right wing heel turn?
I like the idea.
Sounds like you might fall doing that.
Exactly.
My heels are tired from compensating, not walking on my toe. I
don't even know if I could pretend. I don't even know if I could pretend to do a right heel.
Right.
Right heel.
Right wing.
Heel turn.
Right.
Yeah.
John Cena did it.
I know.
Do you?
Yeah, I do know.
You follow that?
Not follow it? No. Do I know that happened? Yes. There's a difference.
You subscribe to the Shanna Fan newsletter? Is that why you know?
Oh. Yeah, that's why I know. Patrick Goldman 5198 said, I've been watching Last of Us, and now when I see Shipwreck, all I see is a bearded Bella Ramsey, and I can't unsee it. I kind of see it.
You know who that is, Ship? Just look in the mirror and picture a woman.
No, I know who. I know who that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, I had to look it up, but yes,
right.
I
didn't think you were watching that show.
I thought that might be the actress. I see commercials for the show.
Oh.
So.
Nice. I'm not going to watch that show.
Maybe I should shave and then.
Right. Then they'll really think.
When was the last time you were clean shaven?
I don't know. It's been a while. I grew this for E3 one year.
Yep.
Is that so you would look more like Shipwreck?
No, it was simply because I hadn't shaved, and then
Oh, you said I just go with this?
I'll just go with this.
Okay. Wow. Look at that.
But-
Good for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
Let's yeah, I don't know how to respond to that comment. Let's move on.
I don't either. That's
All right.
enjoy. I hope you're enjoying me.
Thinking
That
of me.
show.
I'm glad that you're being thought of during a very depressing show.
Right.
It'll make you laugh at least. Let's do some Watch This Jerks.
All right, let's do it.
Jerks. Did you finish Daredevil?
I did.
I also finished Daredevil.
It was quite the squishy ending.
It was a squishy ending. I gotta say, I didn't like the season really.
You don't like when comic book shows are too much like a comic book.
I
real
feel
problem for you.
I feel like this was like the whole story is like ripped from a comic book, and it just does not translate well to a real life depiction. Is this a real storyline from a comic book? Like the whole thing with like
they took like 3 different storylines and kind of mashed them up a little bit from here, a little bit from there.
It seems convoluted like a comic book is what I'm getting
And
at.
there's also a lot of things where it's like, well, why did this happen? Well, it happened because comic books. Like that's like a thing, and kind of like, well, why is that guy able to jump through a window now? I'm like, well, because comic books.
He's Window Man.
Yeah, exactly. Because he could do that. It's just a thing he does now.
The writing is also like very, comic book. It's just not
again,
of high quality.
The reasons why I like it are the reasons why you don't.
The other reason why I didn't like it is because I hate when you watch a show and like you want to watch Daredevil or any hero kick ass as like in the costume.
I would like
and do
there
all
to
that.
be more of that as well.
But that's like that goes across the board for pretty much any comic book thing I'm watching, and or video game for that matter. Like I hate when they take away the powers from the main character, and then you like have to get them back in the game. Yeah, so it sort of had a lot working against it this season, and I even thought like the writing was like even like the Kingpin stuff, which usually like gets so much praise from everybody, like the acting and the character and stuff. I didn't really even understand him as a character. Like it just didn't. He becomes mayor,
that's all taken pretty much from the comics too.
Yeah,
like a lot of that is from the comics.
It just
it
didn't seem realistic at all.
The more comic booky it is, the less you like it.
If you lean into it 100%, then maybe I like it more if it's comically. But this is like serious. Like it's very serious.
You should see what happens to the swordsman in the comic books. You know, the swordsman who's in that.
I would have liked to seen at least like one of the stories in the show ship is that like Kingpin is anti-vigilante, so he's like wants to round up the vigilantes. So you start hearing about like these other people like swordsmen, who I'm sure Wombat knows like all about swordsmen, but I don't fucking know anything about swordsmen. And I would have liked to see swordsmen.
If he had swords.
I know, but I can imagine what swordsman's all about. But I would have liked him to see like maybe him and others like him do their thing, like swordsman, like stopping a bodega robbery or a carjacking or something.
He eventually becomes
Nunchuck Man comes along.
I don't know these guys, but I'd like to have seen them.
He becomes an unpopular Avenger, and then he's killed off.
Okay.
And then he becomes a living plant, and then he gets married to Mantis. And then
she's hot.
Yes, and then him and Mantis have a kid that's evil, and he's still a plant man.
You know too much, Wombat.
Yeah. It's weird. And by the way, I didn't even get into the weird parts. So if you think Swordsman dying and coming back as a human plant hybrid man is the weirdest part,
right?
Not the weirdest part.
Right. He didn't have a good part in the show, I would say.
No, I think he's really just there. So it's like he was also in the Hawkeye show.
He's a vigilante. I just wanted to see him fight with a sword.
Okay, he was?
Yeah, he was the French boyfriend in the Hawkeye show. Yeah.
It's that actor again?
Same guy, yeah.
I like that guy.
He has like 3 lines. I mean, I wouldn't get too excited about it.
Again, he's like a cameo guy. Yeah, it's just like a little Easter egg. Like, hey, that's the swordsman.
And the Punisher is in this too. Spoiler.
Yes.
He grunts. He's a lot of grunting by the Punisher.
He's just slapping stickers on Dodge Rams, and
he does not. Yeah, he does not like police officers using his logo without permission.
That's like, the plot of the.
That's the only Punisher plot at this point, I believe.
Right.
We saw one when we were on vacation.
Yeah.
It wasn't I forget what it was slapped on, but
yeah,
there was definitely a vehicle in the Azores that had the
Yeah.
Punisher logo on it.
Yeah, he's not a fan of that.
Right.
Clearly, they wanted to make sure everyone knew that
Marvel is not a
for?
fan of
cops.
Yep.
of all these copyright infringement of
Exactly.
Punisher logos everywhere.
Exactly.
Oh. That's the message of the series,
Of
the season.
Mhm.
All right, what else are we watching?
I finished The Residents, the White House murder mystery show with Uzo Aduba, and that show was excellent.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a great show. Great show. Fun, like a Knives Out kind of mystery thing. You can burn through it pretty quickly. It sort of keeps you guessing. It's not like when they reveal who it is, you're like, oh my God, I never would have, which is sometimes is better. It's really more of the journey than the destination kind of a show.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, very good. Highly recommended.
Nice. What else?
I started The Bondsman. That's the Kevin Bacon bounty hunter of demons show on Amazon Prime. And I made it like 2.5 episodes, and I was like, yeah, this just isn't hitting. And I gave up on it. I do not recommend The Bondsman. I really wanted to like it. I'm like, I like Kevin Bacon. I like Kevin Bacon as like not Ghost Rider, because that's basically what the show is. He's like, it's like, oh,
He has a motorcycle?
He does. He drives like he drives a car instead, but there is a Ghost Rider with a car.
Yeah,
like
Ghost Rider with car is a thing.
Yeah.
What kind of car does Ghost Rider with car have?
What does he have? He has is it a Camaro?
It's like a Camaro or a Trans Am or something.
Something like that.
Just like Knight
something
Rider.
of that. Yeah. But the kind that has like the engine sticking out of the hood.
Yeah.
That's the
And
best.
fire wheels.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But it won't it just doesn't I don't know. It just feels a little hollow.
All right. I won't watch that.
It was a bummer.
Bad Ape on Blue Sky asks what I thought of the White Lotus ending. Nobody watched that, right? Except me?
No.
It was great. The season was great. The ending was great. I thought about it for a while after I watched it, and that's usually a sign of something that I liked or had some sort of impact on me. So that's a good sign. So thumbs up to the White Lotus season. To watch it, Chip.
Would I like it?
Yeah, why not?
That's
it's fun.
something. Oh, I could watch that. I've seen.
It's fun, and it's it has depth to it, but it's still fun. It's not depressing. It can be like manic, but it's not like depressing.
Okay,
does that make sense?
That makes sense.
On the movie side, on the plane, I tried to watch Beetlejuice 2 again, and it's impossible. It's just, what it's like.
Third.
What's that?
They're making a third.
What are they gonna call it?
I think they're gonna call it Beetlejuice, Beetle.
No, they're gonna call it Home, Home, Home. It's not good. I still I'm stalled around the 20-minute mark. It seems like the way the writing is and the plot and everything. Like, remember they had a Beetlejuice cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like that's the quality that we're talking about here. Like, maybe not even as good as that. It's
Beetlejuice cartoon's pretty okay.
Okay, so it's like not even as clever.
Garfield? Do you like the Garfield cartoon?
It's not as clever as that.
I do like the Garfield. Wait, are you where are you going with that? Or are you just saying in general? Do you like the Garfield cartoon?
It's similar.
I like the Garfield
the
cartoon. I like the Garfield cartoon more than the Beetlejuice cartoon. For the record,
I'm not too familiar with the Beetlejuice cartoon.
Beetlejuice cartoon's pretty good.
So it's better than the movie then.
Different.
It's got to be better because it's not
the movie. The movie was not very good.
It's not. I don't even know how they made. It seems like I said, it seems like it's not a movie. It should not. It's not at a movie quality. Let's put it that way. All right, let's move on to shopping news. Well, we talked a little bit about the Switch 2 pre-orders going live tonight. And I guess I don't think we need to talk about that again because I think we said it all, right? Midnight, and you won't even hear the show. It'll be on after.
Be there.
Oh, I guess the question, what I wanted to ask you, Ship, is what do you think Nintendo's strategy is here? Like, do you think they're looking like they're going to be selling a lot tonight, or is it just like they have like a small number that they have ready to go, or actually they're not going to be shipping them, so they don't have them ready to go, but like just enough to say like we're selling them? Like, is it going to be a significant amount? Are we talking about like
they're all going to
hundreds
sell
of
out
thousands?
no matter what it is.
Yeah, I understand. Right.
So,
like, what's the number? What kind of number are
why
we
wouldn't
looking
you
at?
just take the pre-orders? Like, I feel like if they could just take everybody's money,
Limitless number of pre-orders, right? You could,
and then just say we're going to fulfill these as we make them, and then like that's a thing that can happen nowadays.
From any retailer, not just Nintendo, but any retailer, any of their partners.
Right. They could
Why
do that,
not,
but they're
right?
yeah.
They're not gonna.
They're not going to do that. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't think that they're going to artificially hold back units that they could sell.
Okay.
Because I don't know. Maybe they will hold back units from the US to sell in other regions where it makes more sense for them.
Where the tariffs are lower?
Yeah, to make a profit on these, on these things.
I can see that definitely happening. Makes sense.
Didn't they already warn Japan that they're not going to be satisfied with the number of pre-orders available?
I put that on the outline that they there were over 2 million pre-orders in Japan, and Nintendo's like,
no,
good luck with that.
Right, no chance.
You're on your own.
But Chip is right. Like, I mean, why not just take as many pre-orders as you can now? Because you're not fulfilling them for months anyway.
Well, who's
regardless.
taking the pre-orders? Isn't it the retailer taking the pre-order?
You can get them direct from Nintendo, I think, right? Okay. And from the retailers. I think
the Nintendo one's where you have to prove that you are worthy of spending $500.
That you love Nintendo and that you're dedicated to the fight of Nintendo and that you've spent a certain number of hours Nintendoing in the last year and paying them money. Yeah, which is fine. It's just a way to do things to avoid scalpers, I guess. I think
I don't think they care about scalpers. Like, Nintendo does not care about scalpers.
You don't think so?
No.
They like the story of scalpers?
They get their money no matter what. Right? Like, the scalpers are still paying them for the thing.
Well, then why are they doing it this way?
And then it makes it, because it feels like a feel good here. We're throwing the real fans a bone. Like, but that's just a small percentage of the total of these that they're selling. The rest of them, they're going
to go through retail channels anyway.
Yeah, retail channels is where they're going to sell all these things.
This is just like a cosmetic thing, basically. Like the numbers that they're going to be selling themselves to Nintendo, whatever. I don't even know their store name. Nintendo Direct, Nintendo something.com.
Yeah, Nintendo.com is where you can buy it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes, they have to have a distribution channel built up to be able to do that well, and that's not their business.
Right. Why would they?
So why would you take on all of the distribution network when you can just use all these retailers?
When you can sell them to CAGcast.
Right. That's the whole point of the retailers.
Yep. All right. Well, good luck everybody who's trying to get a Nintendo Switch too. I think you'll be able to because they're priced expensively.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
And it's launching in the summer. So it's not.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Okay. It
launches this summer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It launches in the summer. So
I'm not following.
Like your demand is not going to be as high as it would be if it was launching closer to the holidays.
Okay. So I'm surprised. So if it's launching sooner than I thought, so I feel like 1 year someone's gonna just be like, let's just take all the fucking pre-orders and just fulfill them whenever. But I guess that's up to the retailer.
That's what I was saying. That was my point. It's
Maybe
that's
Nintendo
not
doesn't
that has
want
nothing
that.
to do with
I wonder,
Nintendo.
But do you think somebody would go with that? There's got to be a reason. Maybe they're not allowed to. by Nintendo.
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, Nintendo allocates per retailer how many units they're getting,
And if a
and then
retailer started
they
taking
do all the deal. They work all those deals of like, this is how much square footage we get in your store.
Right,
This is
but
how
I'm
many devices you're
surprised.
going to get.
But what's stopping a retailer from just taking a limitless number of pre-orders and saying we're going to fulfill them whenever we get?
Nintendo threatening to not send them.
Maybe they don't
consoles.
like it. Nintendo doesn't want them to do that.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't know
Nintendo
why.
would
Like,
say,
just fucking
"We
take the
told you not-"
pre-orders.
Nintendo would be like, we told you not to do this, because then people get mad at Nintendo.
Losers.
I'm just saying.
All right,
You asked for a reason, I gave you.
All
one.
right, fine. Don't yell at me.
I will yell
Why?
because it's fun and exciting.
Okay. I get yelled at. I'm getting yelled at too much. Hold on, I have to drink this water.
That's okay. I'm fixing my lumbar pillow.
In some other shopping news, I just wanted to alert people who are still trading video games and selling video games online. I found somebody on CAG who is defrauding other users by what's known as a homoglyph attack. No homo, by the way. That's when you take like Cyrillic characters, which look like English characters, and you spoof like other usernames. So in this case, some nefarious person found a trading thread on CAG that was like selling some fancy Forza car that's like really hard to get. That's something that people would search for on the internet. And then set up a separate account on CAG that spoofs that original account by using the same username, but taking one character and using a Cyrillic character that looks almost exactly like its English counterpart, and to the point where you can't tell with like the naked eye. And then that person will basically respond to somebody else in that thread and then try to do a deal over like Discord or something. And I caught somebody doing this, and it was like very complicated and everything. So I'm just sure that like this is a thing that's out there now. So people need to keep an eye out. If you're doing a deal on a website, like a trading deal, and somebody comes and tries to take it like off the website, like on Discord or Reddit, they're probably trying to scam you. Check. You can
always meet in a public place.
What I did actually so I knew, like when I finally figured out what was happening, I cut and pasted the usernames of both of these accounts into ChatGPT, and I was like, are these the same names? And it was like, it looks the same, but one is actually using the Cyrillic character, so it's not. So ChatGPT saved the day. And then I learned all about homoglyph attacks. So be careful out there. There's a lot of scammers. New releases. There was a surprise new release this week.
Yeah, Shadow Drop.
Shadow Drop for Oblivion Remastered.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play it?
Exciting. Of course I did.
How is it?
It's Oblivion, but remastered.
But like, how's the remaster? Is it like an exciting remaster, or is it like,
oh, it looks fantastic.
And it like
really does.
High frame rate and all that good shit?
I think so.
It feels like...
Yeah, like I haven't seen any
people
slowdown.
They're all still going to be walking
weird.
Right? Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of that kind of weird float walk when you have them in third person. But if that's because
I'm not talking about you.
Though.
I'm talking about the NPCs. The NPCs are still going to be walking into tables and stuff.
Sometimes I had my horse clipped right through a door. Like the door opened and the horse's head went through the whole door before, and then it kind of pushed it a little bit. I also my game froze once.
All right.
And
I'm glad they kept that in.
And there was also a quest where, I had to get, you get to a certain point and then you have to talk to the guy, and the guy's like, we got to clear out this courtyard. And there's like nobody for miles. There's no one left to fight. And I go up to him again, and I'm like, we got to clear out this courtyard. And the marker's right over his head saying like, I have to.
So you killed him and you were done.
No, what I did was I went into the building, and I'm like, okay, I know what I need to do here. I'm just going to go and do it and see if that gets the quest moving along. And it did.
Go in and out of the door. You went in and out of the room.
I went into the castle, and I like literally went to fought the boss without that guy. And then he was like, we did it. I'm like, yeah, we,
right.
Son of a bitch.
Broke the game almost.
Pretty much. I'm like, oh, I'll figure this out. Now I'm like getting over encumbered too much, so I have to buy a house. I have to buy the cheap house. Remember the shack and by the water.
Right.
I mean, a lot of it is like it comes back to you. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I
Especially
remember
you.
that. I haven't played that game though, probably in like 17 years.
I know, but you played it for 17 years.
Yeah. I
So-
played a lot of it. I played a lot of it. That is definitely true. But it's also, a lot's happened since, before I had children. That's when this game came out 20 years ago. It's crazy. So
So you're gonna play like a lot of it, or what?
I don't know. Well, I played some.
Are you going to get the deluxe edition with the added quests?
I doubt that. That I doubt. But I am
I
enjoying
thought it was
it
kind of
for
cool
now.
that they added stuff. Like,
Yeah, it is cool that they added stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna pay more money for
right.
it.
I think it would have been cooler if they had just said,
Oh, you gotta
"Hey, we
pay for
added
it.
stuff,
The added stuff,
Oh,
the new stuff.
the new stuff." Yeah,
I don't even know how much it is. I didn't even look.
more than just Game Pass.
Exactly. And I have just Game Pass. So I'm going to play the just Game Pass version
Right.
until I decide that I've had enough of the just Game Pass version.
which is probably never.
Who knows? Yeah, I'll just play that forever.
It's
And that'll
it's
be-
interesting to me though, because it seems like it's the type of game that they could have done the remaster of, and then it's so open world that you could, like, it seems like you could generate more quests at this point,
Mhm.
right? Like, and just have that as like, hey, we've got like,
AI
These new-
quests.
yeah, exactly. At this point, like,
What they
here's
could have
Oblivion that you
done.
love, and then here's, guess what, we have weekly quests that are like coming out
And a
for
quest pass.
Oblivion.
Quest
Right,
pass?
the quest pass.
Mhm.
Um,
What they could do maybe is like you take I mean Morrowind might be harder, but you take like Morrowind and Oblivion and Skyrim and you somehow make it one big honking map. And then you throw that idea in there of like a weekly thing, something with passes and that's ongoing because now you have like this big persistent sort of
well, that's now you're talking about the online
but then it's just Elder Scrolls
version.
Online.
It's just Elder
As
Scrolls
I'm saying,
Online,
and I'm like,
then.
but that exists.
What
That
if they just
exists,
had?
yeah.
What if they just did remastered horse armor instead?
There is horse armor in.
Yeah, that's
it
one of
really
the new
good?
things. Is
Yeah.
Yeah.
you get new horse armor with the deluxe edition.
But I think that's a tongue in cheek kind of.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, so
Hey, remember
clever.
that?
Remember when
Yeah.
when everybody
Remember when we did
it
that?
was a watershed moment,
it was.
and they figured out that they could nickel and dime us until they could make us pay monthly for
Mhm.
all the games.
I'm glad this exists.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's taken this long.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think that I think they took their time with it. They cared about what they were making. I do think it shows, and I'm glad that they did it.
Did they did this in house?
Sort of.
Mike
I
B,
think
because
so.
Mike B writes in, he goes, "What are your thoughts on these remasters? I wonder what Bethesda could have been doing rather than re-releasing a 20-year-old game." I don't know that they, dedicate that many resources to something like this. I think the whole reason why they put something out like this out is because they
there
can
was like
do it
this,
on the cheap.
I want to say there was like a French company that they got to do like a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, so like I think that's usually the case on stuff like this. So
and we know
it's-
what Bethesda was doing. They were making Starfield.
Yeah, I don't think this is taking people off of other games. This is just like, can we invest some money into making this, putting this out, and we'll make some money, and it's not going to interrupt anything else we're doing because we're going to outsource most of it to somebody else.
Right. It's not like they were like, oh, we could have made it another Elder
Right.
Scrolls game.
No.
But instead we gave you the remastered Oblivion.
That's almost always the case with from any company. Any other new big releases this week? I didn't look through this at all, but probably not.
The Indiana Jones game came to PlayStation 5.
Oh, good. They can get bored. They have a new sleep aid on PS5 now. Perfect. You play this
where's
before
that,
bedtime?
What's that game that's coming out this week? Why am I blanking on what it's called? The one that is this week's?
The Lunar Remastered collection.
No, there's a game that's coming. The other game that's going to be on Game Pass this week. The hell is it called? It comes out on Friday, I think, or tomorrow.
What
Oh,
kind
the
of-
other RPG?
There it is. Clear Obscure Expedition 33. Thank you, Dizzy Death in the
That's
chat.
the name of one game?
Yes. And it's a JRPG, so it's not for me,
Right.
but it's getting all like 9s and 10s across the board from pretty much every publication.
Cool.
So if you're
Okay.
into that kind of thing, I think that's going to be on Game Pass too. I may check it out just because everyone who's played it seems to say it's the greatest thing since cheese, and I'm like, oh, I like cheese. So
Azorian cheese.
exactly. So maybe I'll be like, it's just so I could say, oh yeah, no, I tried it. It wasn't for me, and move on with my life. But
Fair enough. Sounds like a good plan.
yeah.
All right. Shall we go on to Wombat's fortnightly news?
Fort Lightning news.
Lightning round.
So new season of Fortnite starts a week from Friday. It's going to be a Star Wars theme.
Why?
With Andor coming back.
Andor's back already.
Andor is not
know,
in the pass.
So why are they doing more Star Wars?
Because they
And
can.
what is it? Like, what is it?
There's going to be a Jar Jar. You want Jar Jar Binks?
God.
You want to play Fortnite as Jar Jar? How about as Emperor Palpatine?
I mean, I guess.
Poe Dameron?
No.
Mace Windu?
No. I mean,
C-3PO?
These are all reminders of why Star Wars is bad.
Wait, C3PO?
C3PO is cool. I mean, but like,
C-3PO's coming.
is he gonna walk like this? Like,
don't ask me. How about flying your own X-wing or TIE fighter?
How are you gonna do that?
It's coming.
There's gonna be you can be flying
now?
vehicles.
There's actually used to be flight for a long time, and it hasn't been there in a couple of years. But yeah,
I feel like that might be a little OP.
Flying in Fortnite is nothing new.
Like, can you shoot? Like, if you have an X-wing fighter, you can fly and shoot.
The planes used to be able to do that, so I don't see why the X-wing. The X-wing was probably just be like a cool, fancier version of what the biplanes used to be.
Right. All right. Well, may the force be with you. Oh, that's why they're doing it. It's May 4th.
Yes.
Yep.
Pass comes out on May 2nd.
Right.
May 2nd.
Lame.
I haven't played much at all this season, so I am nowhere near gonna finish the pass.
That's okay. No Sub-Zero for you then, huh?
Sub-Zero.
Not
Lose.
Sub-Zero.
Right.
Lose. What about what we're playing? You still playing more Assassin's Creed?
I actually took a break from Assassin's Creed, and let me tell you why.
What level first did you make it to?
I don't even know.
Oh.
I don't know. I'll get back to it. I started playing South of Midnight.
Ooh.
Because I wanted to, I'm like, oh, let me check this out and see how it is. Because it came out on Game Pass and it looked interesting to me. And I was like, oh, I'll check this out. Thinking I would try it and not really like it.
Right.
But instead, it turns out that I liked it a lot. Like a lot. And I finished it.
Wow.
I completed South of Midnight since our last show.
Is that a platforming, like, action game?
Yeah, it's like a platforming adventure game. It has a really cool story. The music is really the thing that kind of sets it apart from a lot of other games. Like it's you'll be playing the game and like a song will kick in and the song kind of tells you the narrative of what's going on in the story.
Yeah. Like
and it's really
Southern,
cool.
old Southern songs, right?
Yes.
Like Old Man River.
Yes. Like old.
Is that in there?
No.
Oh.
No, it is not. It's all original music and original songs.
Oh, okay. I thought it's like Rolling on the River.
No, but the story is pretty good. It's got a good story to it. The animation style, the art style in the game is really cool. It has this kind of like what's that studio? Leica, right? That's the
correct.
Not claymation, like the stop motion.
Coraline,
more like Kubo in the 2 strings. Kind of like feel to it. Not exactly the same look, but similar enough. It's it's really cool. It's a really good game. I strongly recommend it. Like I said, I finished it. It doesn't take very long to finish. I don't know if it's more than 20 hours at most. But yeah, it's got a lot of cool stuff going on. You guys should play it.
Okay. Give it a shot.
Yeah,
I've been
single
playing
player game. You already have it. I don't have to twist your arm. You don't have to
I'll
buy
report
nothing.
back. We've been playing more Assassin's Creed Shadows.
How's that going?
It's good. We're still not at the Yasuke part though. Like I feel like I played a lot, like maybe 16 hours.
You gotta play more than that.
More than 16 hours?
Are you doing the main story?
I'm doing like I'm knocking these guys off the circle. There's like, a circle of guys you got to kill on the machine. I've been like knocked off like half those dudes.
Just make sure you're following the main quest.
I am, but I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, it takes a while. It takes longer than you'd think.
I like
and here
ninjaing,
and when you get him, he's kind of a letdown.
Right, because you want to be a ninja.
Yeah.
You want to shoot the thing up and climb up.
You want to use grappling hooks. You want to be stealthy.
Right.
I mean, it's what Assassin's Creed's kind of all about.
Do you get a gun with him at least?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good. But it's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I've still been playing Yakuza Pirates.
Oh,
Nice.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Right. So you say?
I've done. I think I did all the side quests I could do until I needed to progress the story. So I'm in chapter 2 of that game. I think I'm about 40 hours.
Chapter 2, 40 hours. Okay.
Yeah, but like it's because I was doing all of the side quests. Like I literally did not progress in the story for like, I don't know, 36 hours of that probably. But got my crew members. I think I needed to get like, I don't know, something like 10 crew members so that I could join in this pirate battle thing that was going on. I think I have like, I want to say I have around 80 crew members.
80
right now, so I'll be ready.
You ready for the biggest crew battles?
Right. I think I'm gonna do okay when I go to battle.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Those are good games.
Yep. All right, let's do the CAG bag. We got CAG bag. Iron Saint writes in and says, with most publishers, retailers, and consumers moving away from traditional physical media, does Nintendo's strategy around keeping cartridges with the Switch 2 make sense? Well, they're keeping cartridges, but also not, right? Like, it sounds like most of the games are going to be like just, it's a code on a cartridge.
Right.
Where you still have to download the game onto your system.
Like a box. I don't know. Yeah.
But they're tradable.
I think they would want to go all, more digital, but I think it's difficult for them to go all digital because they have consoles that have very low storage out of the box. I mean, I know that it's not that difficult to expand that storage, but
I think if I'm Nintendo, I want to be able to have like grandparents and parents easily buy games for their children and other children, like at a store, and not like a card, like a box at a store.
Mm-hmm.
And so this accomplishes that, but by having it a code and you're still downloading the game anyway, it makes it cheaper, I'm sure.
Do you think we're a generation of human beings away from when grandparents can understand that games can be digital?
I mean, I think grandparents understand that now.
Do they? I don't know.
I think my dad understands it.
Yeah, but your dad's like tech savvy.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's others like him. They're out there.
It's only, that's like it literally is a matter of time. We're not talking about like my grandparents. Not that they are alive, but they would have no idea what a digital game is.
Well, they didn't know anything. Yeah, my grandparents didn't know anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what they're doing with the cartridges makes sense to answer this guy's question. Yes, it does, because it satisfies all the needs of the customer, but also like the game can be ready when it comes out, like the day of release, rather than when they have to print the cartridges up. So yeah, why not? Why not do it?
I think correct. And I think, I don't know. I think being Nintendo, they want to hold on to that, like, since they're the first party publisher on so many of their things, and so many of their titles are like evergreen in stores. Like you go into Target or Walmart, or I mean, there's not many more stores left. And you see like I mean, we're on what, year 10 of the Switch, or I don't know. And it's still like, oh, there's Super Mario Odyssey, like just like sitting there on store shelves, and like they take up like quite a bit of space of like, here is all the evergreen Nintendo titles that you will buy for our system. And I think it's almost like an advertising gimmick that they don't want to get away from.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so
you see all the characters lined up. Like,
right.
you see it right there.
And it makes it look appealing when you walk in and kids are trying to get their parents or whatever to buy the console, because they see like, oh, look at how much this one's supported with all of these high quality games.
All the characters I know, all the Nintendo characters I know. There's Donkey Kong, there's Mario, there's Zelda.
Right. And they're in a unique position where that isn't true of Sony and Microsoft as much, where here's our catalog of character games, right, that are sitting here ready for you to buy.
Everyone wants an Astrobot and the Helldiver. They want to walk into Target and see the big Helldiver.
Right. It's good for a teen. I mean, that's good if you're buying a gift for a teenager.
Yeah.
A teenage boy, you're like, all right, that looks, that seems to be the right demographic. But there's have a lot more probably kids out there. I mean, it's obviously successful for Nintendo to go after that kid market. And
yeah, absolutely.
I remember as recently as, I don't know, as probably earlier this month, I went to a Best Buy, and they have outside of the store, like they have those concrete barriers so nobody drives their car through the front of the store. They have like a Nintendo standee. I don't know what you call it, but it's outside the store, and it literally said Nintendo Switch is the home of your favorite character, and it had a picture of all the characters were just there, and it was like,
that's their magic, right? Like they don't want to give up that magic. And I think from their perspective, I bet there's a lot of wanting to hold on to the physical portion of that, because I bet at some level they feel like it devalues their branding to just go fully digital and not stand out from the other games that are out there.
Right. It deserves to be on a store shelf and catch your eye, and especially like for gift giving, where it's a quality gift, and
where it's the exact opposite approach that like Microsoft is going, of like, oh, we don't care, just like we don't need to be on shelves at all. Everything digital. Everything's
store.
An
Xbox. You have an app on your TV. How about an app on your TV? Right.
Just pay for Game Pass. That's all they want. They just want you to pay for Game Pass.
Right. Yeah. It's a subscription model. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Right.
Whatever. Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. It's smart. It's smart for Nintendo because their customers are shopping in stores. Probably. David Thoughts writes in. He goes, "You guys planning to return to a weekly format or bi-weekly the move going forward? Since been listening to the show since the beginning, and it's always weird when there's a week without a show. Congrats to Wombat on his fitness journey gains." Yeah, say, look at those gains, first of all. Congrats on the gains. He's flexing now. I think bi-weekly is the move going forward, and we've been doing that for a while, and I haven't heard any complaints.
So, no, of course not.
Enjoy.
You can't hear a complaint about a show that doesn't exist.
Right. Mm-hmm. You're lucky. 20 years is a long time. Not many things are going on after 20 years. We're old. We're dropping shit on our feet. We don't have time to do all this shit.
I went to Orange Theory today. I went this morning.
Oh, I want to go.
It was good. It was a good class.
I can go to the strength classes where you don't have to run.
Yeah, I went to the class this morning, and it's nice. It was one of the ones where the coach for that class used to be the girl that worked at the front desk, and she got promoted. So it's nice to see. It's like, oh yeah, I remember when you did this. That's how long I've been going now. I'm seeing people switch their advance in their roles there.
Wow, emotional.
Yeah, I know. It's nice. They're nice to me there.
Unlike other places you go?
Unlike other places, they're like, oh, look.
Where are they not nice to you? Let's call them out right now.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Besides the CAGcast podcast.
Exactly. Other than here, not many places.
Well, that's good.
Here in my bedroom,
you're doing well. You're doing real well then.
Mm-hmm.
A Rabid Buffalo writes in and asks, has Shipwreck watched Side Quest and Mythic Quest miniseries? Also, a sad day now that Mythic Quest has been canceled.
Yeah, I have not checked out Side Quest yet, but it is odd that they made another spin-off show of Mythic Quest the same, like very close to when they announced that Mythic Quest was done. They also, I didn't get a chance to watch the final episode of Mythic Quest yet, but they changed it. They had released an episode prior to the announcement of it being canceled, and then came back and released a different version of the last episode that changed some of the plot lines so that they wrapped up. And so that original version is now like not on Apple TV. They just like said like, yeah, we're going to just get rid of that episode. Here is the new final episode.
Okay.
They Mass Effected.
I mean, I don't know if that's, I was going to say, that's not necessarily a bad thing. At least, you know.
But it is still like a weird thing of like, they could have had that of like here we have two different versions of this that like maybe have it as just like a special episode off to the side or something that still exists. But I mean, I hate to see that show end because I liked it, but I at the same time like five seasons is a pretty strong run for like a Office style situational comedy.
Definitely, you got plenty.
And, right, like
when you say 5 seasons, though, we're talking like 10 episodes a season.
Yeah, but at the same time, like that's
enough.
That's probably they told all of the stories that truly needed to be told. Like it felt like we were like there used to be like one like oddball episode per season, which is like an Apple TV thing or something. Like it's where it's just a totally different like vibe and like different main characters. And then like this season, it feels like there's been either 2 or 3 of those episodes where just like this is just like the I don't know, the one-off type of thing that's just weird. Which are enjoyable, but
are they using AI writers now?
Give it time.
Yeah.
The Washington Post is already using AI writers.
No, they're not. I read that thing. It's not even like people misread that entire thing. It's like they're using AI to summarize articles or some shit like that. People freaking out. What do we got here? Jeff writes in and he wants to know what race character you're using, Wombat.
I went with an Imperial. I don't know if I'm like thrilled with my choice, to be perfectly honest, but it's the choice I made, so I'm stuck with it.
What is Imperial? White guy?
Yeah, it's like white guy.
Okay, I don't remember.
I wanted like, oh yeah, this is someone that he starts with healing magic.
All right.
So I'm like, oh, it's like the easy character.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Huh?
What? That's it? Healing magic?
Well, he has healing magic, and he could use heavy armor and blunt objects. Like he uses like maces, heavy armor, and he can heal himself. So I'm like, that's how I usually like to roll at the beginning. I don't know. There was part of me was like, do I do Dark Elf? I'm like, but I always do Dark Elf. Or I actually thought I like got really far in character creation with a Red Guard, and I was like, yeah, but they can't really use magic, and I want to use some magic.
And where are the white guys? We need to bring back the white guys in these games.
It is weird that black guy is like a separate race in the Skyrim games. In the Elder Scrolls.
They have different powers?
Wait.
Yes.
I think black guy is a separate race.
Well, you know what I mean.
It means like they have different abilities and stuff.
Yeah, like different. Yes, you know what I meant. Like it's a whole different like species.
Right.
Okay.
Species.
That's the word that we're looking.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, no, this the black guy. Yeah, he's a Red Guard. He's immune to all diseases and poisons, and he can't use magic. He's a whole different thing.
That's racist. That's why he can't use magic.
It's weird. It always seemed weird to me. I mean, it's fine. And like I said, and I like the Red Guard character. It has nothing to do with that either. I've played as a Red Guard.
Keep talking. You're doing great.
I know. I need to find a shovel.
Right.
But it just was always one of those things. I mean,
what are your feelings on Cat Guy?
Yeah, exactly. Like they've black guy and cat guy are like, and someone
Right.
writing those games was like, oh yeah, that's the same thing. I'm
Right,
like, no,
right.
it's not. It's not the same thing at all. Yeah, and cat guy is okay.
How many
I've
gigs
never
is that game?
125.
I was
a
just
lot.
checking to make sure they were
Mhm.
using all the textures.
Yep, the original game was 6.
All right, cool. Leveled up.
Mm-hmm.
Those 4K textures take up a lot of space.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of cool textures.
How good does it look on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd probably give it like for me maybe a 7.5, 8.
All right.
It looks very good. I mean, it's not the best looking game
Yeah,
I've ever seen.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
The
South
environments
of Midnight
looked
might be
like-
a 9.
Yeah, like the environments that I saw in like the launch trailer or whatever, the environments looked really good. But then
Yeah,
anytime you saw a character on screen, it was like,
Oblivion.
all right. Like, yeah, I remember these characters.
You know what? Not to bring back Assassin's Creed Shadows, but one of the things that game does really well is I remember playing Oblivion, and you're always trying to like climb up some mountain or something, and like an awkward, like jump up some mountain, and it's clearly there's some places you cannot go, and then like you're stuck in this place. Assassin's Creed, like this time, I think it's the first time they've done it in the game where it's like you can pretty much go anywhere. Like there's like really thick forests, but you can like get through it, and there's mountains. Like it doesn't seem like you're blocked off. I mean, some places you can't go, but like, you know what I mean? Like it really seems
'cause
open.
There's a lot of like forest that you can just kind of run through.
Right.
Without it being weirdly difficult, where
Right.
a lot of games make it like, well, you can't. No, this mountain's too steep for you to run up.
To me,
they don't do that much.
When I was playing it, it made me think of Oblivion and how like, hey, look how far we've come. Oblivion, like you would get hung up in a lot of places. They, in an open world environment in these mountains in the forests, and Assassin's Creed has made it like more realistic, more playable, and what Oblivion would have done if they could have back in the day. All right, that's it. We made it through all these questions. We can go to bed now.
All right,
put our feet up.
Bread's done.
Whoa, hold on! I gotta get my hand on the mouse.
Oh,
and,
you haven't done.
I got to burp once disgustingly. Hold on, let me get.
Oh wait, can I plug? Can I do a quick plug?
Sure.
Can I plug because it's a new season of Fortnite next week, so don't forget to use my creator code.
No one's gonna give money. No one's giving money to Jar Jar Binks. No one's gonna buy that.
Use my creator code. It's Wombat5277.
You think?
I think
What
I've
do you
done
think?
that
Which one do you
twice
think?
on the show ever?
What do you think people twice? Yeah. What do you think people are gonna buy from this season? Jar Jar Binks or?
I think people would buy.
What's the big seller? Mace Windu is gonna be the big seller.
Yeah. Do you know what else is supposed to come out next season? Kit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like in Fortnite?
In Fortnite.
But how's that gonna work?
It's a car. You get into your car, and the car transforms into
Kit.
I mean, transforms, just like turns into it, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like the other cars right now, like where
Got
it just skins and it turns into like the Rocket League car or whatever.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like that. Is he gonna talk? What have they said about it?
I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it's supposed to be their next season. That came out today. They're saying next season Kit. So not nothing to do with Star Wars, but
I like
then
that.
again, they came out with all the
kids are gonna love Kit.
Yeah, exactly.
Kids like Wombat. I want RoboCop to drive Kit.
I mean, that's literally a thing that could happen more sooner than later, which is crazy.
How about we get Inspector Gadget in the game and his car?
Inspector Gadget would be a good skin.
The Gadget Mobile?
Yeah. That would be a good Fortnite skin. Inspector Gadget, I'm on board with.
Inspector Gadget. I'm for that.
Yeah.
I used to dream about having the Gadget Mobile.
Really? Like a good hatchback?
Yeah. I mean, actually like remember it was a van. There was the van mode and the sedan mode.
Yeah.
The sedan mode was actually like pretty sharp looking. Like if you think, I mean, I haven't looked at it in a long time, but I feel like the design of that is probably like still like attractive today. But I literally used to dream. I would go to bed and I would just dream about driving the Gadget Mobile and pulling the lever to make it transform. I would literally dream about that.
Secret Galaxy did a good Inspector Gadget episode on YouTube.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It's a show. It's a YouTube show. The guy talks about stuff from the 80s and goes pretty in depth on how it was created.
Dude, the Gadget Mobile looks fucking dope as hell still. I'm looking at it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Look.
It looks like a Nissan from that era.
Look at that. Look right at the end of the outline there. The picture on the left.
Yeah, it's cool.
That looks dope as hell. I mean, a fucking cop car pulls up like that next to you. You're like, go Gadget boner.
I mean,
maybe not that.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Now,
all right.
You gave the people what they wanted. Inspector Gadget talk.
Should I say the thing now?
Wait, look at the Gadget van. Even the Gadget van is good looking.
Goodness.
You see the Gadget van?
I see the Gadget van.
No, you don't. It's a lie. Oh.